Good morning. 3 a.m. Bit early for me normally, but quite often one does get up around 4 a.m. here in the Philippines. It sort of goes with the territory in a way. There's no, when you're in retirement, there's no set time that you have to wake up each morning. It's however you feel. You go to bed early or you nod off early. You wake up, the TV's still on, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Some people might say it's insomnia. Not really. Just your body reacts to different things. I just did a video showing the dogs how they lie alongside me. I have a mattress which is very comfortable, and it's amusing how the dogs just always stay around me. Man's best friend. But they always try and sneak up onto the mattress with me, and I just give them a heave-ho off. But they're still right up alongside, and the minute I move, or maybe a message comes through on the telephone, and it wakes them up as well. Just a reminder that they're always there. But of course they only love me because I feed them. I'm the only one really that does it, or certainly the one that remembers anyway. I noticed yesterday I went to bed probably quite early, and unfortunately nobody decided to feed them, so I wondered why they were so keen to run around my feet in the morning. Nobody had fed them. Hey, when are we going to get fed? But they do get fed twice a day, morning and night. So they have a pretty good life. And that's what really life is about. Sure, we have these issues that we have to solve. Some of you say I'm in denial. Some say I've got to move out. Well, yeah, maybe one day I might. I might just say enough is enough. I'm not going to put up with any more shit. But, I live with 3 women, apart from the dogs, and 2 of them are fine. It's only one that has the problem. And I say, it's not that I have the problem with them, it's they have the problem with me. And that shouldn't be enough for you to turn your life upside down. I'm not immune from leaving a home and just saying, right, it's all yours. You can do what you want with it. You think you can survive on your own? It's fine. I'm sure they will. But there comes a point in life when a lot of you say, look after yourself. Well, I've always looked after myself. When you build a home, especially here in the Philippines, you put a lot of yourself into it. You put the effort, the money, the time, especially here. I mean, I've done probably, apart from the original building going up, and I did pay someone to do the rendering inside. But the rendering was, well, it was fine, but it wasn't totally what I wanted. So, of course, I then took over doing the top coat, which is the white plaster. And it took a long time to get it right, sanding it down, making sure it's level, using a straight edge, going over it and over it and over it and over it. And eventually I'm happy with what I've ended up with. The tiling was the same. I did the cuts. I laid it out. I got somebody else, a couple of guys, to help me put the tiling down. Sure, I could have done it myself, but they did it their way, which is to put it on a mortar bed. But I also made sure that they put more glue on than they would probably normally would have done. And they were fine with that, making sure they wet the tile before they put it down as well, and put glue on the back of the tile and on the mortar. So we've ended up with a good floor. We have spaces between, so that if there is any movement, it's given up in the grout, not so much the tile itself. And we've never had a crack on any of the tiles. All of the floors are downstairs, except for the shop. The shop area, I've just laid a few tiles down yesterday. I haven't glued them, but I've just cut them out, the bits of offcut and the ones I had there. And I'll have to go and buy some more tiles to finish that off. Again, personal satisfaction gives me something to do. It gets my mind off things. And I don't spend every day thinking, oh my God, Jane and I are no longer, it's been like that for a long time. And I have to come to terms with it, but then so does she. It's not denial by either of us. It's really, I suppose, a case of readapting to a life in a different form. The girls are fine, they have their ups and downs, but they're busy now looking after the baby. And sure, I've got my criticisms, but of course I can't really voice them. Not because of the situation here, but it's just simply, it's not going to be taken the right way. They're not going to listen to me. Maybe if I was a Lolo, a grandfather, then they might listen to me. But I don't know. We don't have a Lolo anymore. We don't have a Lola anymore. Well, we do have a Lola now. That is, Jane is the Lola. So she's taken over that role, and I do see her enjoying those moments. But then, equally, it's encouraging to see the little child going through different stages. She's over 2 weeks old now, so it's enjoyable to watch. Now, can I go anywhere? Of course I can. I went to Baggio the other day and didn't have to ask anybody. I didn't say, hey, please, sir, can I get up and go to Baggio? I just went. I went ostensibly to go and get some vegetables, which I did bring back some. I'm happy with what I did bring. Probably should have taken the little rolling carrier. Then I could have probably brought more back. But again, how many kilos can you go through without them? Maybe a third going off before you get to use them. But in the case of the potatoes I bought 10 kilos for $4, was it? No, 450 pesos for 10 kilos. Here in town, they're 150. So even if you take in the 90 pesos each way on the bus, that's 180. Add that to the 450. It's still a lot cheaper to buy them. And it's nice to go up to Baggio and just breathe the fresh air and look around at all the different faces. A couple of foreigners, yes, Americans, says, hi there, how are you? Okay, they didn't stop for a conversation, but they acknowledged me as I walked down the street. Again, it's just normal here. Some ignore you, some will try and have a conversation with you. And it's good to chat with people, chat with the sellers. They're all trying to get your business. And that's what makes up everybody's day. I think that some of you sitting in America and in England or Australia think that somehow we're prisoners in our own homes, that we can't go out and talk. I mean, I only have to go outside the gate. People stop on their motorbikes or their tricycles and ask you how you are, get into a small conversation. Okay, maybe some of the tricycle drivers are seeing if they could get a fare, but they have a chat. It's not just about picking up a fare. They ask you how you're doing. Oh, you're using the whippersnipper. Yeah, I had to pull it apart yesterday, and I bought a new carburetor. Well, I had to cannibalize it, and to make it fit onto mine. It was supposed to fit on there, but some of the fittings don't actually go on there. Put it all together, 20 minutes later, double-checked everything, put some gas in the tank, and off she went. So I whippersnipped most of the one side of the house. Today I'll do the same out the back, but the in-laws are arriving to see their new sibling or their new member of their family, the other side of the family. So that will be interesting. They're all going to come over. The dad's coming over and bringing his parents. And again, these are events in everybody's life. And I'm sure there will be no uncomfortableness. But everybody knows. It's not a big dream. The only ones that don't know are the family. And of course, eventually they will know. And what they do is what they do. And if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. I'm not suffering. Some of you say, oh, I can see it on your face, and oh, you need to get out as quickly as you can and move on. Guys, I'm not glued to the house. If I have to walk away, I've done that in my life before. You know, the women in my life have all ended up with a home. Am I regretful? No, not really, because I've always said I have these, and I have this, and I have this, right? So I've got money, I've got my head, I've got my good health, I've got the ability to do things with my hand. They're what keep me going. If I get an idea, I want to do something with it. There's no point in being retired and not doing something. If I met another lady and she had a rundown house, I'd be working there. I'd be doing things. I'd be showing you, oh, look, we're doing this. Oh, we're doing that. And that may well be the case in the future. Will I sit there and worry every day now? Are the girls and Jane doing okay without me here? That's their problem. If they want me out and I'm gone, there is no coming back. You know, I can take so much disrespect, and I can accept that you don't get people here in the Philippines. You know, you can go and buy them something, maybe Jollibee, and the immediate reaction is, oh, thank you, Dada. Right, well, that is the reward, just that. Now, if you do something, you paint a wall, you do that, nobody notices that. No one thanks you. Of course they don't. It's the Philippines. They're only full of themselves. And therefore, if you think they're going to change just because you're living in the house and you acknowledge when they, oh, wow, you look nice today. And I often say it to Jera because she does look nice today. And she will acknowledge, oh, thank you, Dada. That is moving on. That is being normal. And there's many, many days where there's normalness in this home. But there are days when there's an atmosphere and you just leave it alone. I'm sure that many of you have gone that and you're not facing what I am. So don't be too concerned that you're going to find me in the corner, maybe, wrapped up in the fetal position, unable to cope. I get my salary, I get my pension every 4 weeks. That gives me independence. That gives me power in my own life. If I want to go somewhere, I'll go somewhere. There are 2 places I want to go. Why? Because I want to go there. I want to go to vegan. Not a good time before Christmas, I realise that. But Christmas has just crept up on us so quickly. And I realise it's anticipation of the baby being born, going through the few days of sorting that out. Now that she's home, getting adjusted to that. And then New Year will come and the year will carry on. College will be back. daily life will return. And I suppose one good thing is that, unlike many of you guys, you get your women to give up work so they can spend 24/7 with you. Now, that's fine if they want to do that. But if she's working, then you have the ability to have some time on your own. You get used to being on your own. It's not a feeling of abandonment. They have a job to do, just like when you used to go to work each day. Did you fret that your wife was going to miss you that day that you were at work? When you got home, you hoped that you'd get a nice smell as you went into the house. Oh, dinner's on the stove. Not saying, hey, where's my dinner? But the feeling of coming home, putting your feet up, going around the farm and doing a few things that you wanted to do earlier in the day. But because you were at work, you came home and you might be happy working till sunset, maybe even into the dark. But that's life. The same applies here. Living in Asia is all that changes. Nothing else changes. We all have normal, everyday things to do. You could be having a shower. You could be going and brushing your teeth. You could be going and having a haircut. But there's no pressure on you. Oh, I want to get a shave today. I want to get my hair trimmed again. Okay, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, there's tomorrow. And that's what I'm trying to get through to you guys. Life here is just a matter of mindset, getting you used to the daily things that you will discover are unique to the Philippines. Some of you might have observed how people sweep the leaves or the rubbish out the front of their homes every day. I do it. I make it my job. I enjoy doing it. I get to talk to people. People honk their horn at me and wave. That's life. I live in a community and I'm a part of it. The people that work at the barangay walk past me. Hi Norman, hi John. And that adds something. I don't actually know their name. I know who they are. I know where they live. I don't actually know their name except some of them. Some of them, Raul, Ren, Ron. There's so many. Sheila, Norman, Thomas. There's just so many different ones. And that's what I'm trying to get over to you. Life is normal. If you want to see how normal everyday life is, go and watch Brent's World. Brent is everything about just being Brent and his wife living a normal life here in the Philippines. They do normal things. And I don't think Brent goes to bars every night. I don't think he goes to walking streets. He doesn't live anywhere near there. But he has a normal life. He does things and he talks about daily things that he does. Just everyday interesting stuff. If you're not interested in that and you want to see girls walking down the street, then there's channels that are out there that can do that. And yeah, I'll save that for the other channel, my other thought. And you can still go over to British Expat in the Philippines because I do a video every day. And I welcome you to both channels. So that's my thought for this morning. What time is it now? It's 3:45 in the morning, and I still have my coffee here, and the dogs are happy sitting there, waiting till I feed them again, probably around 8 o'clock. But they're happy, and they're always there by my side. So there's always someone to talk to. And they have this habit when you rub them under the chin. It's their way of saying, thank you. Thank you for being a good owner. If you like this, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll speak again soon, I'm sure. Bye now.